Welcome to Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, where we bring you the biggest entertainment stories and, of course, analyze them for you. My name is Elsie Godwin, and as usual, I'm not here alone. I'm here with Ewa Oritu and Ife Oluwa Oshunkeye.
You're getting royalty this morning.
Put your hand down, my friend.
Royalty.
You don't need to raise it that much. It's showing that you are not royalty anyway, because it's like this. See?
Okay. Royalty cannot bow.
No, just do this.
Okay,
let me teach you. Look at me. Look at me.
That's what?
Look at me. Just do like this. Just do it. Learn.
This one is when you are doing traditional marriage. This one is not royalty.
If you belong in this country, there's no London visa for you. Anyway, moving on. On Monday, we told you about a situation that transpired between the strippers scene in transparent chalk on Lekki Expressway in Lagos, a certain advertising agency, LASA, and the popular Nigerian musician Tekno. Apparently, the wahala is not over, as the police invites Tekno over the viral video of strippers in a truck. It was reported yesterday that the singer was at the Lagos State Police Command, where he was questioned over the viral video showing some half-naked ladies dancing. In an exclusive interview with Lib, a police spokesman by the name Bala Elkanah confirmed that Tekno arrived at their office. He said, and I quote, "Tekno has been invited by the state CID in respect of those strip dancers in the truck in a public place and dancing naked." So basically, he confirmed the report. But a little bit of research is showing that according to the 2015 criminal law of Lagos State, any person who commits any act of gross indecency with another person in public, or procures another person to commit any act of gross indecency in public with him, or another person is guilty of a felony and is liable to imprisonment for 3 years.
My learned colleague.
You know, I had to act like a lawyer today, but I got it. I did it. Yeah, so.
Very impressed. And I'm glad you went through that code, because I also went through it, and I checked the law of Lagos based on indecency. And when the story came up, I said that, okay, what Tekno did is it's a gross violation of the criminal code and the laws of indecency.
In Lagos State.
In Lagos State, to be precise. But it's not just in Lagos. It's applicable, but it might be phrased in a different way. It's applicable.
But then we're talking about Lagos State and the people.
Yeah, so let's focus on Lagos right now. When I saw that, even before he came out to release a statement, I was like, this guy can get in a lot of trouble for this. Especially, but we discussed the time. It was 12 midnight, right? So he has an alibi. He has a defense. He has things to say about this. But that doesn't dispute the fact that, okay, imagine you're coming from night vigil, and I'm looking at it from all angles now, like you're coming from a night vigil with your children, and then you see such thing going on. But his excuse was that they were moving from one location to the other.
Yeah, we talked about all that.
We spoke about all of that. But when I first saw the story, I saw the story yesterday, to be precise, and I was like, but this source that is coming from, because I don't know if you guys know the blogger that posted it first. I was like, this source is not confirmed, until I saw the spokesperson of the police in Lagos saying that, okay, yeah, he's been called in for questioning, and if they're found guilty, they will be charged to court. So there's no question.
No, he said that he's not sure
if they would charge
him to court, because they asked him saying, is there a case of going to charge Tekno to court, and he said he's not sure it's going to get to that, but they're still questioning him.
He said he's not sure because investigation is
still ongoing.
But if they are found guilty, the result will still be they will be charged to court. Right? So at the end of the day, I'm not against anything the police is doing, because they're doing their job, right? And if Tekno has a good alibi, if he has, and if it's the company that he was working with, because when you're doing a video shoot, you don't do it all by yourself. You have people you've contracted, people who come up with the props, and so maybe that transparent boss was one of the props for the video shoot, which Tekno has also stated explicitly, like he knows that this is what it is.
And I heard that the truck is currently parked at the police station.
Yeah, because the company is also in trouble, the advertising agency, because of
the license has been
people thought
or suspended.
They were promoting strippers and all of that until Tekno came out. So him going in for questioning, I'll just say I'd love to watch the space and see what the cost of the law would be.
You want to add to that?
Yeah, I think I'll just add that if the police are doing their job, let them do their job. If they have a case against him, not if he's found guilty. If they have a case against him, let them take him to court. And if he's found guilty, well, let the law take its course.
Well, if you can do the crime, then you should to do the
as
time.
for me, I'm still going back to the person who took this video, because that person is the genesis and the revelation of this problem. That is one. And secondly, I understand the police doing their job, following the law. I mean, they have to look at what the law says and follow it true and true. But it brings me back to what I said the initial time we spoke about this story of how our artists will always go out of the country to shoot their videos and do some particular things. I know, yes, there's probably some permit and all that they need to get all this done, and maybe that is where the advertising agency did not do the right thing by Tekno, right? But we need to get to a point where there's some form of synergy, and you don't make them doing their job extremely difficult, because them going outside the country to shoot this video is taking the employment and whatever few people would have gotten from making that video happen out of the country, where we are saying we don't have jobs, we need more, and you're creating a room whereby people want to take the little jobs we have out of the country, you know. So I think they need to form a proper body, give the proper rules and regulations of how to get the permission to do this kind of video, and whoever is did not do the right thing should be brought to book. But of course, this is not going to be a case of Tekno is going to jail for 3 years. That can, I don't even see that happening in any angle. All right, having said that, we're moving on to the next story, which is on Rihanna. The story is saying she has patched up things with her father, as they were seen at a festival over, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, or it's over the weekend, I don't know. But there's a picture of them surfaced online. But in my head, I'm thinking, picture, does that really stop anything?
My darling, you just read my mind, because at the end of the day, I was like, okay, these are public figures. They have a reputation to protect, in as much as they're in court. Now, we don't want the court of public opinion where people just come out and say different things. So you don't expect, and one thing I also want to make clear, there are two situations where we are not supposed to interfere. We're doing our job because this is a story we have to talk about and it's in the headline, right? But you never interfere in relationship matters and family matters. Because when they settle, you will not be there. You cannot turn down your family because people are saying this, people are saying that. So if Rihanna has really patched things up with her dad, it's none of my business, because that's her father. That's the person who brought her to life. So if he's able to explain that, okay, look, I've done you wrong, he has apologized and she has forgiven, we have no right to interfere in it.
But we'd like to see the documents that states that she has withdrawn the case, though. Because all we know is that the case went, you know, she
but she hasn't said anything about, I don't think anybody said anything about withdrawal of the case.
It's just that
so this, it was at an event. She was that's her father. So you guys expect her to see her dad and be like, hi, and then move on. No, she wouldn't do that.
I don't think they even have that kind of relationship that she can see publicly and ignore. Because most of her interview, even though she has always specified that, her father beat her mom when they were together, but she has learned a lot from him. He's probably the one that taught her all that she knows today. So imagine that kind of daughter will not just because of my father is just, I'm sure she knows kind of father she has, she gets, and the man is just trying to get money off her and all of that. So it's not a big deal. I feel she will withdraw the case. I don't think she wants to take her father to court.
And then I also looked at it from this angle that, okay, Rihanna is a public figure. She's a celebrated celebrity, right? And she has a management company. She has people that are in charge of her affairs. So it's not even necessarily Rihanna.
It's not about what she feels.
Yeah, it's not necessarily Rihanna that would say that, oh, take my dad to court. Now, she's bounded by different contracts. These people feel that their contract has been violated. It's only right for them to take the necessary legal actions, regardless whether it's your father, your mother, your brother, whoever it is. Rihanna now can now be like, you guys should take it easy. This is my dad. You get, but we're not getting that scoop of the gist. But what we get is that Rihanna is suing her dad because she has a legal representative. She has a contract that she's binded by. So obviously things have to be done. Protocol has to take its course.
And I read somewhere that she's suing him because he wants to use the Fenty name. And of that's actually his name. So I actually want them to go to court because I want to know what the court
You've had this conversation. Even if it's your name and somebody else goes to trademark it first, you can't use it. This is not about names, it's about business.
Like
He was unable to actually
Blue
register
Ivy,
the company.
Beyonce has been able to trademark Blue Ivy. Do you understand? So if you have a daughter tomorrow and you name her Blue Ivy and you want to start a company, you can't
use Blue Ivy.
I know.
Do you understand? You can't. So it doesn't matter whether we're family members. If my name is Ifeoluwa Oritu and you have a company named Oritu and Co, I cannot go and use Oritu and Co
ever again.
Do you understand? Like it is just the rule. It is the rule of law, and you have to just follow that process. So regardless whether it's your father, is my last name, but who trademark the name first? Me, right? So it's my trademark.
I think the court hearing is next year, 2020.
Man, before that next year, lots will happen. Anyway, let's move on.
Don't let us involve in family matters now.
And take a quick break.
Yeah.
But when we return, Jussie Smollett is in the news again. We'll be right back.
It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I probably haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. Jussie Smollett says that even if he lied, City of Chicago's lawsuit is bogus. Okay, I read this story and I love the fact that he's cancelled. Of course, you know when they put out these headlines, they will just keep quoting. The way they are quoting Rihanna now, is not necessarily the one. She's not necessarily the one making these cases. And each time they put it in the news, it will be Rihanna. And in this case, I read through the story, and I like the fact that he's cancelled. They are not trying to go emotional. They are very critical, and you say this is the case you want to follow, right? Then let us break it down and understand why you even want to charge me that much. Let's assume that I lied. So come and prove to me how you incurred $500,000 on investigating my case. So if that is how you've been incurring $500,000 on each case that has been reported to the Chicago police, how exactly are you funding yourself? You know, so I just like that they are not going emotional on this. They're not like, oh, he's been through a lot, let's throw this out. No, they are fighting it fire for fire, and that is what I love about this case. I don't want to know if he's guilty or innocent or whatever it is, but that's the part I love about this story.
I like Ewa to go first.
Okay. If I said something, I don't know if when you were talking about it on the show one time, you said something like, if he was really innocent, why are they making him pay for?
If he was really guilty.
If he was really guilty, sorry, if he was guilty, and then they are just settling the case or whatever, why are they making him pay all those things? Like, if that means, I think you were trying to say that he was
why
guilty.
Did they even throw it out in the first place?
Yeah. And I think is probably innocent now, because for him to challenge them, do you get? It's just like, okay, I didn't do this, so if you're now going to make me pay for what you're the one thinking that I lied, do you get? And if you want to investigate my lying and then you find out that I'm telling the truth, it's not my business whatever you go through, because it's you that's trying to prove a point. I'm just saying I am innocent, I didn't do this. Do you understand? And like you said, I totally agree that they are not being emotional about it. They're just really going straight to the point, like, throw out this case or else bring all this proof out for me. Man, that's nice.
All right, so I like this whole Jussie Smollett case because the city of Chicago, they're also, I can't remember the word now, but there's a particular damage they're asking for. But what it actually means, I'm trying to recall the word, but I can't remember. What it actually means is that, okay, we're suing you for damages so that other people will not think that what you did is right.
That is if you assume that he's guilty.
Yeah,
that's guilty of lying.
Yeah. That's what I.
So why was the case thrown out in the first place?
Yeah, that's a different case. Now, these are the prosecutors and these are defense attorneys. Now, when you have a defense attorney and you have a prosecutor, the prosecutor will tell you the things you have done wrong. Your defense attorney will come and defend those things you're saying you have done wrong. Now, the city of Chicago are the prosecutors. He has the defense attorneys. Do you understand? So whether Jussie is guilty or innocent, the city of Chicago, they are saying that, look, we know you are guilty. We don't know what you did. Maybe you are getting the privilege because you are mixed race and all of that, and then you're now getting to pay a fine, community service, all of that. But I like where the angle Jussie is taking now. This is a smart guy, and you know that he has a lot of intelligent lawyers behind him, because they're also saying that, okay, you are saying you incurred $130,000 in overtime alone. You have never come to court with proof that, look, this is how we spent the money and it's up to $130,000. I've been an advocate for saying that if Jussie actually did this, it needs to pay the price. You know, I've been saying this, but when I saw this, I was like, okay, yeah, this is making a lot of sense, because even if you say somebody is guilty, you need to be able to prove it. And even if you cannot prove they are guilty and you are suing for damages, you are suing for damages, then prove it. Let us know that this is the reason why we're doing this. You're saying overtime, but just saying that they haven't even come to court with saying that, okay, we've been paying for overtime. How did you incur $130,000? Then okay, punitive damage. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. So punitive damage is when you are setting an example and making sure that other people do not toe that part that this person did that is making him face these charges, right? So now, if you're asking for punitive damage and the total cost is $500, right?
$500,000.
I mean, $500,000. Then come to court and show us that this is how we incurred the debt that Jussie's case has put us in. Do you understand? It's just as simple as ABC. Yeah. But I'm still not saying Jussie is innocent.
We know what you're saying, but let's just move
guilty. I'm just saying
moving on, though, MC Galaxy is advising single men to please make money before they get married.
Preach, pastor.
End of quote.
Preach, pastor. Pastor.
Someone needed to say that.
But you know, there, how will I put it now? There is an opinion I've seen out there of someone saying that if you've been trying everything in your life and it's not working, you've been trying this, it's not working, that you should get married. That maybe your blessing will come after you get married.
Superstition.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Child, you know.
No, that is not another level. So when you're suffering, in case you've gotten married and the money did not come, they will not say you should enjoy. It's your first child.
That's just your
glory. I get it. He will call the words when it's coming.
Adewale.
No, Olawale. You know,
Olawale. They will not name the child Olawale.
And now be waiting.
And I'll be waiting for.
Then they'll now born another one and name it Olambo. Okay, let's not do
Ola about to reach.
Ola to Boston.
Oh God.
So every time I speak to my mom, obviously I'm a grown man, and my mom wants me to get married and all of that.
Oh, you're a grown man?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, I know. My fun, you know, I'm young at heart, so it's very difficult for you to my gray.
All right, grown man first. So what did your mom say?
Cardi B is in the house this morning.
You know.
Okay, so back to that story, yeah. Every time I speak to my mom, she's always like, marriage, this, that time is not on your side. And I'm like, Mama, I'm still living in a rented apartment. I will never marry in a rented apartment.
That means you may not marry. Don't say.
Wait. And my mom will tell me that, okay, the last time, I can't use the word she used, but she said something very nasty to me, like, you are not in your right senses. That's what she was insinuating.
She was right.
Yeah, that. Why would you even be saying that? She now gave me history of when she started with my father, and now they started in a one room, and his brothers were staying with them.
No, she went too far.
And you understand? And I'm like, Mama, that was your days. These women nowadays, they want ready-made. And I am the, no, apart from that, where you guys should calm down. Though, before you chop my head off, just take a chill pill. And I'm saying that it's not even about the woman. Even if I find a woman who is ready to build with me from scratch, yeah? Being a man, a noble man at that, in fact, you can call me Noble Igwe right now.
Okay. If I make your point.
Being a noble man, yeah? I think it's just normal for you to make sure that when you're about to get married, you should be aware of the fact that it is not just about you anymore. It is also about that person you're getting married to. And then when you get married to her, obviously, it will result into kids unless you're impotent, unless you cannot. Or unless you don't want to. Unless you're sterile or unless you don't want to. But when you're not bringing other people into the world, then you should be ready to take care of them. Take full responsibility. So if you are not comfortable on your own, it's so still difficult for you to take care of your own self. How do you want to take care of a wife, a child? So what is the point in getting married when you know that the struggle continues, or it's in most cases it even gets worse? Do you understand? Because the struggle always continues. Because the struggle always, and in most cases with people that rush into marriage, it gets worse because what you would do for your own self, and you know, is just me. Yeah, I think it's a case of there needs to be proper planning. Yeah, so you have to have a proper plan. So I kept about my issue of I can't get married in a rented apartment. It's just the fact that I want to make sure that whoever I'm getting married to there has to be an upgrade. You cannot get married to me and remain where you are. Okay. You know, you must. What if she's upgrading you? What if she's upgrading? We should complement each other. That's it is only a weak man that will wait for a woman to come and upgrade him. Do you understand? So it is only a weak man. So you have to make sure that we are elevating each other. So even if she's good on her own, it has to be mutual. It has to be...
It just makes life better for both of you.
Do you understand? Like, it has to go hand in hand. If you're supporting me, I should be able to support you 100% as well. Okay. Simple as ABC. As ABC.
Okay. Like... someone needed to say it out loud. Like, it's not, you don't have to be rich. Nobody's saying that that man has to be Dangote or $10. But at least be able to provide basic needs for your family. You cannot marry somebody. Let's even forget about the wife and talk about the children. You can't bring somebody to this world and then you just want them to not eat, not go to school, or all of that, because... Or expect them to understand the state of the economy from age one. Yeah, like you need to... It's not possible. You need to at least have something, for example, I'm not saying, but like, if somebody that is earning what is not enough already for you yourself, and then you pay house rent, do you know how much they deliver baby now? Delivery fee is not like... I'm trying to look for that phrase that you're still Yoruba people use. Ọlọ́run am I Yoruba? Ọlọ́run ló ń tọ́mọ àbí Ọlọ́run, the God that gave it to us will provide. So please, how did they say it? Ọlọ́run tó fún wa ló máa tọ́. Ọlọ́run tó fún yín ló máa tọ́. But right now, in English, if God can provide for the birds, then why not us? That is the quote that should make them misbehave. Please don't say it. It's the same thing. Because there are Bible that would say, if you cannot provide for your family, you are worse than an infidel. So, hey, Elsie, you just said it all. Honestly. Okay, let's just touch on the last story real quick, which is on Anita Joseph, who has a message for all those that are against her seductive videos and photos. This story, Seth, I don't know. I feel like I have nothing to say about it. I was going to say, I don't know what to say about this because it's her body, it's her Instagram, it's her video, it's her picture. She can do whatever she likes with it, as long as she's not causing anybody any trouble. But this indecency rule and law, when will you start applying online?
Some countries are taking it up. I can't remember the countries now, but I remember when some artists were charged because they even kissed on stage doing a performance, and they were.
I think that was Tanzania, if I'm not wrong.
I think Tanzania, and I think, but I'm not sure, but I think Botswana as well. There are certain things you cannot put online that they have a body that goes through your social media, and the body is not applicable in Nigeria yet. Doesn't mean that some countries do not take it serious.
Or doesn't mean that we will not get there, sir.
No, I don't think we will ever get there.
Are you sure?
No, we will never get there. Nigeria,
we are
advancing too fast.
We're advancing forward.
As in way too fast. If there's no law like that in America, I don't
so let's know who call it get there. We will jump over it because we'll pass
jump and pass.
And coming back to, I think she was actually throwing a shade at someone.
A friend.
She was like, a friend of hers is talking behind her with. I don't know why people do that. Like,
but please learn from Tonto. If you want to shade people, tag them so that this conversation can be thick. Right now, we don't know what you're talking about. Have fun on your page and do whatever the hell you like to do. You want to say something?
Because I think that's what she's even been popular for. Like, that's what people know her for, what she posts on her page.
I just want to say that, please, how do you survive doing those poses? Are you part of Fit Fam? Because some poses, she just hang her leg on the railings.
So you want to hang your own now?
I'm just wondering.
How can you say Fit Fam? Do you see how thick?
Yeah, you can be thick and be Fit Fam, actually. Just a case of you now being able to move your body and those things you'll be doing. And people wonder how you this big and doing them. Yeah.
When she's working.
Yeah, you can actually be fit and be there.
It's so difficult for her to carry that.
Okay. Anyways, I think that's how we wrap up on this episode of Tea Time. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa to catch up on this episode or any other episode you might have missed. You can also join the conversation by using the hashtag Tea Time on social media or tweet at us at Plus TV Africa. My thank you as always go to my co-anchors Ewa Oritu and Ifeoluwa Oshunkeye and the entire production team. My name is Elsie Godwin saying thank you for watching and see you soon.